Hey everybody, welcome to the Carving Tent. Thanks for being here. Today we're going to be working on carving a snowman. Yes, a snowman. It should be snowing today, but if you can hear it, it is raining pretty hard. Kind of a bummer. But the plan is to walk you guys through the steps that I take to carve a snowman. Well, be sure to stick around. Like I said, we're going to be carving a snowman. I'm going to be using my MSA 200 chainsaw. That's a battery-powered chainsaw made by Steel today. I'm going to use that to block out a snowman out of this small log that I have. We're going to also be using something else I just got. This dust mask. Not only that cool dust mask, we're going to use the Arbor Tech. Right, for real though, chainsaw, Arbor Tech, that's what we're using to make this guy. You might not have all those tools, but if you're here and you're learning to carve, you've probably got the chainsaw and an angle grinder, the die grinder, or something else. So if you don't have the Arbor Tech, totally cool. It's a new purchase for me, new purchase for my buddy Jordy. Jordy, this video's for you, buddy. I'm making a how-to for you, my man, because you asked for it. You asked for it. So I guess this video's got to go in the you asked for it section. Real quick disclaimer, chainsaw carving can be dangerous. Chainsaws can be dangerous. Power tools can be dangerous. This isn't for everybody. If you think it's for you and you get hurt, it's on you. Take the proper safety precautions and be safe. The first thing we got to start with is a log. We got a log here. Get you down there, you guys can see it. Probably going to be off screen, so you guys can have a shot like this. We got this log, right? We're talking 6 inches in diameter. We got about, what, 20 inches tall. We're going to flip this thing upside down. We're going to trim these branches off. I don't want them on there. Flip this thing back over in our jaw horse. So when I'm going to do a carving like this, and you guys should too, you should keep in mind the jaw horse's grip. Obviously you can't carve to the very bottom of your log because you're using the jaw horse. Something I do to raise that up just a little bit, I'm looking for it here, is I just take a piece of 2x4 and I stick it underneath. You gotta be careful though, because you're not gonna have as much to bite onto when it's up higher, but you can carve down lower. So just be safe. 2x4. Lift this thing back out. Stick my 2x4 in there and put this back on. You guys are looking. It considerably changed how much. You know, we went from like, what, 2.5, 3 inches of grip to about 1 inch of grip. It gives me more area to carve, but it could also get a little more dicey because there's not as much in the clamp. What does that mean? Be safe. It means I'm also going to just clamp the snot out of it and hope it doesn't go anywhere. I don't know, maybe not. It's wiggling around a whole lot. Alright, I don't like it. I do that a lot with other pieces and I don't have an issue. This piece is giving me an issue. What we're going to do, we're going to take the saw and make just a quick cut on the front and the back to square it up, put it back in the vise, and be good to go. For those of you that have been following me a while, you know my carving tent's a hot mess. Keep your carving area clean. You don't want to be tripping and slipping and bumbling and falling and cutting your head off. So, you know, keep your area clean, alright? Alright, check it out. In there, really solid. The vise does move, but it is what it is. I don't clamp it to the ground because sometimes I need this thing out of here. And if you don't have to move your jaw horse around, stake that sucker right to the ground. You don't have to worry about it moving at all. So here we are, we're getting ready. What we need to do is consider the fact that we want our snowman to have a hat section, right? 4 to 5 inches maybe. It's going to be wearing a black top hat, typical snowman. We take the Dixon crayon, figure out how tall you want that top hat to be. And then also mark off the brim. So I'm talking about 2.5 to 3 inches. The brim is going to be about 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch thick. From there, we'll be building the snowman. That'll be around, and then the bottom will be kind of a smushy looking round. Alright guys? I want to do 3. That's what I want to do. 3 snowballs. First thing we cut is the hat. Like most carvings, we start from the top and work our way down. I know I'm getting close here because the rain's picking up, and I want to make sure you guys can hear me. If you can't, when I edit this, I will do a voiceover, so it might seem weird later on, but we'll see what we can do. You gotta make that round top hat. I threw away my crayon, but we still need it. I want to come up here and draw yourself a circle, however big around you want that top hat to be. Keep in mind, it can't be the same width as this, otherwise you're not going to be able to carve a brim or a rim around the whole top hat. So your circle needs to be smaller than the girth of the log. So draw your circle. That's what I've got. I'm going to make cuts. Now I'm going to make cuts from the top down to this red line. Might as well figure that red line all the way around here. Get a general idea of how deep those cuts are going to go. Alright, and what I'm going to do are make straight cuts at the edge of those circle lines all the way around, blocking it out. Now I want to do those cuts first. Then I'm going to come in and cut them all off. You guys will see what I mean here in just a second. When you're looking at the saw, if you measured it out, your top hat might be as tall as the thickness of your bar, or the height of your bar, not the thickness, the height. So when I'm looking here, you guys can see the red line. I know I've pretty much hit that line when I'm at the bottom of the chain on top. That's when I'm going to stop my cut and do that all the way around, and it'll give me a fairly even cut. You know what I'm saying? Depth cut all the way around for the top hat. We're going to use the nose to cut those pieces out. And this is about feel, okay? So you're going to feel it pop to that line. Come back. You pop to that line. Start cutting in slow and pop to that line. And those pieces should slowly be falling off, okay? You feel it. Feel the saw. Feel the cut. Slower the better. You make a bunch of overcuts. Now you got to take away that material on top. You don't want overcuts. It happens. It happens. It does. It happens. Next, we're going to leave this outer edge. We'll peel that bark away later. Right now, though, I want to do about an inch line all the way around. So I'm going to take my saw right here and look in there and see about how far that is, about where that lies on the saw. I want to go in about the same depth as the top hat brim up here, so I'm actually going to go like this. That's how deep I want to go. Took my crayon. You guys see it? Made myself a mark line. That's how deep I'm going to go. Boom, boom, boom. It might not stay on the whole time, but after a few passes, you should have a general idea where it is. This is the time your saw may do kickback because you're using the nose. Pay attention. You see. Saw should not be spinning when you're walking. I know, there's videos, I've done it, I do it, it happens. You guys, don't start bad habits. Just make sure the chain ain't moving when you're walking. You slip, you fall, it's going to be a bad day, okay? So there we go, we've got that. Hat, brim. We'll round this thing off later, not worried about it right now. What we're going to need to do is make some angled cuts in. Not like long angled cuts in, but more of a short angled cut in. Like I want to take off some of that wood. Okay, can you see the wedge? Kind of a steep triangle, right? Wedge cut. We're going to do those all the way around. Small ones though, small pieces you're cutting, and make small wedge cuts, several of them. This will help keep it round. If you just do a bunch of big ones like that one, I should have made it smaller. First one's usually tough. If I just do those, I can have this thing cut in 4 cuts, but he's going to be a square snowman, not so much of a rounded snowman. So keep that in mind. Okay, kind of a rounded top. Now we need to figure out the height of that first snowball, okay? This is where, you know, coming in accurately and figuring out your lines is way better. So I'm gonna come in, I know that first snowball I wanna be here, the second one, and the bottom will be the rest of it, okay? those lines, just mark them roughly all the way around. We've got to figure out how to turn these into round snowballs. We need to make a cut line all the way around for where the snowballs are going to be. What I'm going to do is actually make a cut just about as deep as the top hat, or maybe a little bit less. Alright, we'll do that all the way around for that first line and the second line. Now we're going to make wedge cuts down. Starting to look like a snowman, right? Now we need to make those wedge cuts coming up. Steep wedge cuts, up, up. You're not comfortable with that, take your snowman out. You've probably got a square edge here. Flip them upside down, make your wedge cuts downward, okay? If you're not comfortable cutting up with the saw. Some snowballs, everything cleaned up. Yep, looks good. Now, this bottom portion was a little wider than the rest. You guys want to take it a step further, that snowball should be smaller than that snowball. Small cut. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm not getting all super crazy with those snowballs with the chainsaw. If your bark is off, you're way ahead of the game. Life is easy breezy for you right now. I have to remove this bark, so there it is, bark removed. Luckily this is super green wood. I just used the wrench for the saw wrench, went around, peeled right off this pine without an issue. The bad part is it means I can't really sand this piece, and I'm probably not going to be able to paint it right now, but that's okay, because I want you guys to be able to get started on these before winter's over, you know what I mean? Let's start putting a face on this guy. What's it going to be? What's it going to look like, you know? You gotta put some eyes up here, right? Let's do some eyes. You know his nose is going to go here, and we got to do like some mouth deals. Hopefully we can make him smiling. Who knows? Do a button, and maybe we'll get 3 buttons total. A lot of times I've just sanded these and painted the face on. So I paint the whole thing white. I paint my charcoal eyes and mouth and teeth on. I just paint them on. It's all sanded, I just paint them on. The only part that I'll add, like we'll do here, is I'll add separately, is the nose. That carrot nose has to be added separately. It does. Otherwise you're going to start with a piece of wood out here and lose all that material. For what? Now, your carrot nose might be right at your feet, and you don't even realize it. So let's look around here. Do we have anything for a carrot nose at my feet? Ah, this piece is going to work. We're going to do a nose out of this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw a nose, right? Give myself the idea that there's going to be a peg there. See how thick this piece here kind of is. We're going to put this in the vise jaw horse here in just a minute and carve this out. The best thing about this is start big, whittle it smaller with the chainsaw. Just start big, carve it down small. There's a chance it's going to rip and go flying, and you got to do it again. So start big, go small. See it? That's going to be our nose. So I'm going to start working on shaping it with the chain. Something I want you guys to notice, I'm cutting up. If you cut down, you're going to just shred, rip it, and probably break it. Cutting up cuts just in a different manner. You guys might not get that right out of the box when you try to cut that. You might break it, might go flying. Totally fine. If you got other power tools, use them. Get it roughed out with the saw. Take your Saburrtooth bits, right? Clean it up. Saburrtooth bits. That's all you need. Die grinder. Get in here. Shape this thing into a round circle. Round this guy over. I'm not doing all that myself in this video, but you guys can, and you should. We're going to try to carve around in a way and leave the buttons with the Arbor Tech. If I can't do what I want to do, we'll go back with the chainsaw and we'll carve them with that and see how that goes. Here it is. Got that cutter head thing on there. The mini industrial. Well, what am I doing? Taking my time, going slow. 1, it's a new tool. Haven't used it before. 2, I'm trying to make some precision cuts without this thing ripping out of my hand or getting hurt. Same thing you guys should be doing when you're using power tools. Being safe. Working around. I don't really want round buttons. I want them to look like coal, kind of like a chunk of coal. So they don't have to be perfect. Keep that in mind. I got to get in here and I got to do these other buttons. I want to make sure to not hit the jaw horse with this. That will be catastrophic. So I think we're going to wait. Let's move up to the face and start carving away wood around the eyes, nose, mouth that we just drew on there. So what I'm doing is using this cutter to basically do plunge cuts, like a light plunge cut around the eye, and then I'll use the nose of it to pull it away and blend it back, okay? Now this one eye I'm doing with this. The other eye, I'll see what I can do with the saw without my dime tip bar, because I got that put up today. But if you had a dime tip bar, you'd be doing the same thing. You don't have to have this tool to do that. Dime tip bar on your saw. You're using the nose, okay? Using the nose of the bar. And you're coming in like this. Rough the eye out. This is where the dime tip bar makes your life easier because it's not in your way so much. Okay? Chainsaw, Saburrtooth. I haven't faded anything away. The bar, you kind of got to do a square. So now we got to come in and make cuts here to sort of make a weird shape and then use the nose of the bar to blend those cuts out. We're going to work on the other eye and the mouthpieces and the rest of the buttons with this guy. I'm using the wrong part of that cutter. I'm using it right off the end. And that thing wants to grab, kick back, right? Like a typical angle grinder. You need to be using the side here a little more. There's our face. Pretty scary looking. But if you take the time with your burr bits and you clean that up with your die grinder and stuff, it makes it nice and make them even and things, you'll have a nice looking snowman. Okay, he's in there pretty good and tight. Now I'm going to go through and do those buttons and fade them out. Two eyes, mouth. This is where the hole will be drilled for the nose. Button, 2 buttons. Get yourself a bit, like a Forstner bit. Okay, you just made a tenon. It's called a tenon. That's what's sticking out. Make sure it's gonna fit. It's close. This is still too big. Don't go too small. This is too big. Sand it down so it'll fit. Come over here. Where do we want to put that nose? Again, guys, all tools except for the chainsaw itself. Links below through Amazon. Purchasing through those links helps support this channel. Give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Die grinder. The drier the wood, the easier it is to use awesome tools like this to clean it up and carve. So just keep that in mind. You know, you might get frustrated, it might get wadded up with junk. take a brass brush, scrub that thing clean. Make sure it's not plugged in because you don't want to rip your hand off, okay? Again, for the sake of you guys, that thing's gigantic. Oh my lord. Wow. I'm gonna have to make another one. Well, there you go, guys. Alright, snowman. Oh yeah, he's missing arms. Arms should be in that second snowball, like right there. Drill, stick them in. Drill, stick them in. Both sides, okay? If you're going to ship these, don't put the arms in for shipping. Leave the arms out. Let the customer know prior to, you know, like if it's up for sale or someone's going to buy. I want one. Okay, I got to ship it to you. The arms will be in the same box, but they will not be attached. So make sure you fit the arms properly, and you can take them out and put them next to it. Let the customer know. You can glue them in or just put them in. Those are all important things when you're making that sale. Have conversations with your customers, you know, let them know. So you would glue that nose in and it stays. Don't leave that up to the customer because it's probably just going to fall out. Arms are different. Your holes are drilled down at an angle. Down at an angle into the snowman. Angle. That way there the sticks naturally stay in the snowman. And when they put them in, they don't have any issues. Make those holes just a tad bigger than the sticks. They come in and out pretty easily. And one other thing. Don't forget to turn your snowman upside down and cut that bottom off. Like I said, super green, I can't paint it. It's got to dry. And for the sake of getting this video out for you guys, I want you to be able to start your snowman and get going on them. Right, little buddy? We'll let you dry out in the shop. So guys, I'm just having a ton of fun in this video. I hope you're really enjoying it. I hope you had fun going through this, learning to carve some snowmen. Again, chainsaw carving and running these tools is not for everybody, but it's okay to watch for entertainment if that's what this is all about for you. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.